So general impressions are it's a bit more cluttered than the last one, which is not a problem because me personally, I like to have a lot of different things on one screen, so I'm not having to click all around because then I get confused. I like how it's got the deadlines, priorities, to-do list, calendar, all kind of on that same front page. Is like maybe something that you could like easily click to. So I'll try some of those in a minute. I think the input task right here on the front page is cool. Because it seems like that's a lot easier to just like quickly like input a task that you need to do. I also kind of like how maybe the task and a point. I don't know if this is the case, but like how it's just like that one type of input, like a single point of entry to everything that you might need to schedule. I'm not sure what this is down here, but I think that this could probably be used for a lot of cool different stuff. I still like the clock at the top. This
I
is
just
kind
have
of
I just have that there as a notation.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So anything
gotcha.
in green is just a notation to let you know what it is.
Gotcha.
But
Can I click around and some
yeah, I think set timer is the only one that doesn't have like a
so
flow
let's
yet.
look at
But
to do.
I guess can we comment also at the top? How are your impressions still somewhat the same on that, or
You mean the clock up here?
yeah, the clock and the buttons?
Yeah, I'm still a little confused as to these buttons and what exactly that they're supposed to be used for.
Okay.
It's just strange because the where I shouldn't say strange, but where they're placed right here makes me think that like somehow they're altering what's going on with the clock up here.
That is actually what it's a timer. So
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, it's doing exactly what you are meaning it to.
Okay, like if it's not clear, that I still need to know because I don't want that to be a barrier to using the tool.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was just thinking up here. Because when I look at 13047, like if I played with if it was operational, like these buttons were operational, if I played with it one time, I would know exactly what's going on. But just looking at kind of the demo,
Yeah.
I just assume that that's a clock and it's just telling you what time it is, and it's not really like a timer.
Yeah, and I think the green button works, but
This one.
Mm-hmm. So there's a modal that pops up.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, then you're back. So you can actually click out of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. So can I look at to do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that. And so this would be the individual task itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe these are like the time that you put to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. And you can maybe track how much time you've done certain tasks and things like that. That's cool. And then I like how that goes back. So maybe some deadlines. I like that. I like how this upcoming. I like how this is visualized right here. Because I'm a very visual person and I like to see like, okay, I've got like these things to do. See what priorities. So this seems a little cluttered to me. It seems like a lot on one page, even though typically I kind of like a lot on one page. I guess for me personally, this is kind of a lot to have in addition to the to-do list. So for me, it's like, how does the to-do and the priorities interact with each other? And like if I'm using the to-do list, am I going to take the time to add in priorities? Because it looks like, and this is just for me personally, I can already structure like what my to-dos would be. What I do like is,
It's good to know.
Is this user flows?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that you'd have to scroll down, or just pick another entry point. But
okay, so we'll go back to deadline. So to me, deadlines and priorities, that's where I'm really confused. It's like, for me, deadlines would be the same as priorities, but that's because when I'm thinking of using an app like this, I guess I'm not thinking of it as using it as a broad of a scheduler. When I think of an app, and this is, I guess, just based on what I'm doing professionally, I think of it like very specifically for like. So what it looks to me is when I was looking at priorities, because it said like self-care, and it had like importance, appointments and deadlines, timer. What I think of that is that maybe priorities is like a wider range of things. So it's like personal and professional commitments. Where when I think of an app like this, I'm thinking of it purely for professional commitments. But that's just me personally.
Yeah. We'll talk more about it after I get your impressions. Because it'll change the scope once I explain it.
So I like the layout of the calendar. It'd be cool if there were like monthly, weekly views of everything that you had to do. And like a daily view, so it was like all the time slots on one day. And you could like click back and forth between the different types of views that you wanted. Nudges. That's cool. So is this to kind of remind you, like, to take a break, and to like incorporate like a reminder to take? I like that a lot because I don't do a good job of self-care, and then when you get burnt out, you take too much self-care and you're not productive, and it's not efficient. I like the nudges in there to keep you efficient. Metrics. Oh, I like this a lot. See, I like this, but I also don't like this, and the only reason I don't like it is not like for the actual practicality of the app. I like it a lot. The only thing I don't like about it is I know that I would not be productive, and this would just be like reminding me like you're not very productive. I like that. Oh, so you can kind of put your own little image in there to customize it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. Even though one thing that I would just say for when I think of it is I'm tricked, I guess, by Facebook of thinking of like the banner as your custom spot. So my initial reaction would be to move the timer to the bottom and put the banner at the top. So yeah, I'm essentially the same. The task manager, I think a couple things. I would put the type of task first before I put the time and things like that, and the priority above like the time and things that you're gonna do them. But that's just because that's the way most of the task manager apps I've seen have been. Oh, did I need to not click out of that?
No, I mean, you basically have captured, you went through all of the tabs,
I did.
right? So that's basically it. So